they came to me about him wanting more publishing on the record than we were willing conceptually to give on a record that wasn't his, that he just added a part to, which I thought was just the balls to ask for that is so incredible. Like, hey, I know I stole your song that you wrote, but I need more writing on it. My just immediate response was, okay, well, tell him to actually add more parts. Not that I think it will be good or I think it will make the song better. Came back to me was basically a version of, I don't want to be on the song more because it doesn't make it better. So like, I want more of the writing for the song I stole, but I don't want to be on it more because it makes it worse. Was the pitch. And I was like, these people are fucking crazy.
The third verse. The third verse.
My third verse is kind of like it's a collab. DJ's not knowing, but it's the song "Unforgettable," and it's by Swae. And I know French Montana's on the song, but he stole the song. And the reason I want to talk about this song is because I seen French Montana go on the Noriega podcast. I like French Montana. French, you was the cameraman on Smack DVD. And what you've done with your career, you did it. But you went on that podcast and you said you haven't got any royalties from the song Unforgettable. Now, I don't know how your deal is structured or what's going on with your deal to why you haven't gotten any royalties, but I personally know you stole that song. And you need to tell people the truth how you got that song. You had nothing to do with the writing of that record. Nobody cares about your verse on that song. Nobody cares about your, me or you for two. Nobody cares about that, French. I'm sitting here with the guy.
Oh boy.
I'm sitting here with the guy that's business partners with Mike, and Ray Schrimmer was signed to Mike, okay? Shout out to Migo the Plug, the manager, okay? I remember when Manny Smith, who was the A&R at the time, played me the record Unforgettable. You were nowhere to be found on the song. It was Swae Lee's first single, okay? Now, DJ is going to break down how you got the record. Now, won't you tell the truth about how you got it? Because you stole it. Now, I can respect the stealing, but at the end of the day, let's just keep it real. Because, see, when you write big songs, which I ain't write a big song like that, that means you're going to write another big song. Like how Sean Garrett, I'm working with him, he got a bunch of big songs. So Swae Lee wrote Unforgettable, then he wrote, what's the one? Sunflower, which was bigger than that. You see what I mean? Because he writes big songs.
They wrote Black Beatles.
Then he wrote Black Beatles. French, you don't write big songs, my guy. You know what I mean? You write songs and they cool and they dope and you a dope MC. And hey, you had a better career than me. But when you go on and you peddling false information, see, we gonna get you now. We got a podcast. See, we gonna talk about, we gonna tell the truth. We gonna let people know that you're lying, light skin. You know what I'm saying? You can take them lies back over there to Dubai. Now, I ain't got no problem with you, but don't be telling the people why you ain't get paid. You ain't get paid because you stole it, my nigga. You stole it. Now go ahead. I got your back.
Yeah. There's no back to have. See, I can't speak on why he's not, because he's still technically, Epic put the record out. So I don't know, him not getting paid has something to do with, I'm assuming, his deal with, whatever his deal is with Sony. But the story of the record is very simple. It was a Swae Lee record that was, I think at first intended to be a Ray Schrimmer record, but when it was finished, it sounded like it just sounded like a Swae Lee record. Black Beatles was going crazy. Like, obviously, the Mannequin Challenge, the Ray Schrimmer comeback, second album, first song, Look Alive, did okay, but and then all of a sudden Gucci gets out, he jumps on the record, Black Beatles happens, the Mannequin Challenge happens, the takeover is there. Like Ray Schrimmer, this White Hot song was #1 on the Hot 100, I think 7 weeks in a row, some crazy thing, right? And as finishing it, we also, at the time we were talking about, should Unforgettable, such a big record, should we figure out a way to make it the follow-up? But we also had Swang. And Swang was a fucking smash. Both guys were on it. Like, we knew we had the follow-up record. So that record was kind of just there. At the same time, Unforgettable obviously existed. Like, it was obvious. It was I don't want to say undeniable. No record's undeniable, but you could tell when you heard the record, like, oh, this is something. Like, I don't know where it's going to fit in. Is it going to be, are we going to figure out a way to make it a Ray Shremmerd song? Is it going to be Swae? Is there going to be a Swae Lee album where it's a Swae? Because we're obviously the guys, we always planned on having individual albums at some point. Swae had an idea of having Jeremiah add something to the record. So Jeremiah had the record. Pretty sure it was a record plant. Like, I mean, with a million of these stories, but pretty sure French Montana happened to be in the studio with Jeremiah, or in the next studio, and walk in, and whatever was happening, the record was playing in the background, and French heard it, and I wasn't there. This is just the story, and this is how it came together. And French figured out a way, whether he told Jay, I've heard different versions, told Jay to let him try it and send it to Swae and see if Swae wants to use his part, whatever it was, but just let me get on it. Trust me, if you don't use it, you don't like it, whatever. That energy is kind of how it came back to us. It was French Montana obviously laid his part on the song, and then leaked it. Yeah.
He leaked
the fucking song. Song ended up on like some mixtape in New York, and people heard it in Atlanta. Now this version of that song exists. Now, at the same time, like, obviously, I'm pissed. I'm just thinking about me, the businessman. I'm like, I don't, no disrespect, I don't care about French Montana. He means absolutely nothing to me. So, like, I care about my artists, and I care about Mike, and I care about Shrem, and we're on, it's not just like a song. We're literally coming off the #1 song in the world. So, like, and we have another hit. So this is like following up. This is going to be our next one. Whether it was going to be a Ray Shremmerd song, a Swae Lee song, it was obviously a big part of our next 2 years of our repertoire, what we were doing. French gets the record leaks. Now, I have some really good friends that work at Sony. I happened to be working at Sony at the time. And I happened to be working at Columbia now. And Tubby worked at, Sean Holiday had the office next to me, and he was working on the publishing side. He had some in on the record too. So they started to surround. French obviously wanted the record now, obviously, because he has some attention reaction to it. And they came from every which way. You gotta clear it. You gotta clear it. And there was no way we were clearing it on our side for real. Like, I mean, there was no reason for us to do it. Like, it was a great record. Like, we knew what we wanted. It was like bubbling, but it wasn't enough that it was gonna make us like not use the record, at least from my opinion. I can't speak for Mike. I can't speak for anyone like that. That's how I felt about it. And I felt very strongly about where we were. But then there was Tubby, there was Jen Drake, there was Zoe was the A&R at Epic at the time. All of them were very, very like, we need this record, we need this record. One of the funniest parts of the thing is that once we finally got around, we worked out a business arrangement that we were comfortable with, because at this point, like, everybody was groundswell. It felt like the record was, over time, well, it probably was a short period of time, but it felt like a long period of time, because the whole thing just pissed me off in general that it even happened. But the momentum of the record started to happen, so it was like, shit, let's figure out the best business arrangement to at least we can make a decision based on an actual concept, an actual business concept, as opposed to like just being mad at a situation versus not, like, to weigh the pros and cons. And at the same time, they came to me about him wanting more publishing on the record than we were willing conceptually to give on a record that wasn't his, that he just added a part to, which I thought was just, there are certain things that make me happy. Just the balls to ask for that is so incredible. Like, hey, I know I stole your song that you wrote, but I need more writing on it. Just that concept is brilliant in general. So that's what happened. And then just in thought, my just immediate response was, okay, well, tell him to actually add more parts. Not that I think it will be good or I think it will make the song better, but at least so I can have the justify argument. That was just me saying something to end that conversation, because I was like, there's no way that's happening, whatever. But I mean, if you want to try to turn in a version where you're on it a lot more, then I guess a conversation could be had, because it'll be less of the original version. What came back to me was basically a version of, I don't want to be on the song more because it doesn't make it better. So, like, I want more of the writing for the song I stole, but I don't want to be on it more because it makes it worse. Was the pitch. And I was like, these people are fucking crazy. Only my love for a couple of people and just the right business deal, and just Mike I'm proud of him for being a smart businessman, as opposed to just being like pissed about this. I mean, we all were just frustrated by it happening. It should have never happened. But, like, you know, at the end of the day, the record came out, and Who's to say what? You never know what it would have done if it was just Swae. You don't know if it would. Like I can't argue say it would have been bigger, wouldn't have been bigger. Honestly, I don't know.
It changed,
because it ended up being, but it did change French Montana's life.
Changed his life.
It changed his life. It changed his touring.
Life.
It changed where he can perform. That's definitely the song he performs at the end of the night. I can tell you the ads for that. And I don't like.
Go look at his streaming. Go look at it. Nothing else compares.
So that all happening, that whole thing is just a very funny story of how it comes about, and to hear like different versions.
Nah, dog, fuck all that.
Like,
for you to go on that podcast and say you ain't got paid. No, dog, no, hold on. Time out. Just give me a second, please. I just want this. I want it.
But
dog, you done shows all around the world, bro.
Yeah.
You performed that song at the end. What you mean you ain't got paid? You stole it. I'm an MC. I stole songs too. I got a feature with Kanye. Matt Fingers gave it to me. He was for a whole nother song. It was a game song or something. I stole it, put my verse on it, put it out. I did all that. I ain't get no career from it. Shout out to you for making that happen.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go on a podcast and complain at the fact that I didn't get paid from a record that I stole, that I've been performing for my whole career, because I have not been able to write anything bigger than that. Because you don't write those type of records, sir. I don't either. There's nothing wrong with that. We good, but you made a whole career of it. You French Montana. And shout out to you for being French Montana. But there's nothing in your catalog comparable to that. And anybody with some sense will be like, damn, he never had another one. Whereas Swae Lee, like I said, has Sunflower and all kind of other shit that's like comparable to that. Go ahead, DJ.
I just think, to be fair, because once again, I'm not a fan, but to be fair, I think his gripe is not with Swae Lee and the other songwriters. His gripe is with, because as far as Epic is concerned, it is a French Montana song. So he should have made money in some way, shape, or form off that record. It's like I'm just saying from that side, royalties, like if he is not getting paid from that record is still owned by Sony and did all that business. I think that's
that's a problem that he has with his attorney and the
That's
deal
what I'm saying. I'm saying I just don't think, you're right, and I agree.
God don't like ugly. That's what happens when you steal. God don't like ugly.
Exactly. And we talked about God earlier.
Yeah.
He don't play that stuff.
So he's hating on French Montana.
God hating on French Montana.
No. God ain't nothing to do with it. The devil.
French Montana
He
hating
said
on God.
God don't like ugly. He said nothing about the devil.
The devil did that, not
right.
God. Don't talk about my Jesus now.
I'm just saying, he didn't say nothing about the devil.
I said God don't
Unforgettable.
like ugly. When you French Montana out here stealing songs.
He stole that song, French.
So
And this
and
ain't
now he's
nothing
not
against
getting
you
paid for
personally.
it.
But you did it. Because I'm a rapper that stole songs too. And honestly, I wish I could have stole it. I wish I would have had the guts to steal from my friends like you did. Because I didn't have the guts. I wish I would have done it. Then I would have been like popping. Enough for me. I did it you alone. Ooh, why not? This is for you. Whatever you talk about on that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. And so, I was so mad when I seen that. I almost threw my phone. I almost threw my phone.
Oh, you mean at his podcast?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant when it came out.
I was
like,
so
you and I was like,
upset.
at the end of the day,
upset.
we ended up, doing good business, but just, doing the best business we could have done with the situation. But like,
that song, DJ, I'm sorry. When Manny played me that song in the car, dog, I remember vividly. I told Manny, I said, dog, that is a smash, bro.
Let me just explain what I said. I'm not saying I don't believe Swae Lee's song would have been massive. I'm just saying we don't know. All I'm saying is French's version came out and it was a smash. So like, it is what it is.
He made arguments before as if he contributed to the success of the song. I've heard this from him.
Oh no, I've heard it
because he was
too.
talking about doing verses with other people, and he's having conversations like, yeah, it was my verse, dog. Nobody cares about your verse on that record, dog. All we care about
What is
is
he supposed to say?
Unforgettable. You know what he's supposed to say? He's supposed to kiss
Thank
the
you.
ring. Thank you.
But you know that's not.
You know what he's supposed to say? When you win an award, thank you, God. That's what he's supposed to say. That's it.
Not Swae, God.
No, then he can thank me. Why God and not me?
Well, that's some breaking news.
That's my third verse
right there.
Third verse, Unforgettable. Yeah.
His verse?
Yeah.
What was the verse? Just rap it again.
He
rap
was
French
the
Montana's
second verse. No, it was Swae Lee's third verse.
Classic song.
Me
classic
for
song.
you, do for two. Blah, 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 blah.
That was really good. Well written.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, listen, and I appreciate what you got going on. I think you solid for what you're doing with Max B, holding your brother down. Like I said, I like French. All my interactions with him has been cool. He came up to Interscope some years back. We spoke for a second.
He was on Interscope.
I know he came up there and I was there. And it was cool. Like I rock with French. That's the thing. I don't want anybody to take my tone as if I don't dislike anybody. I don't hate anybody.
What?
Whoa.
He is the most contradictory.
Yo, put that clip in real quick.
Hold on, wait a minute.
You just said.
Wait a
You
minute.
just said an hour ago you hate everybody.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I feel attacked. That's first of all. Wait a minute. I don't understand why it got so loud.
Because literally, the
You said the
segment
exact
before this
opposite.
was you hate everybody.
Well, that's gonna get edited out. They're not gonna see that.
You talk about it every episode.
I do.
Yeah, you remind people all the time.
Oh yeah, I do.
So you just don't hate French Montana.
I don't hate you, French. I do hate
That's
strangers
funny.
though. You're not a stranger, bro.
You literally said you hate everyone except people you care about, and then just said I don't.
Yeah,
hate
I don't.
Within
I
10
don't-
minutes.
I don't care enough to hate you, French.
Oh, God.
But I think you did your thing, but you stole that song. Damn, everybody got loud.
Because that was amazing. Literally, you just said the whole podcast is based on.
That was a good episode. Good episode.
News at
The
11.
third verse.
Throw it the fuck out.
Whatever you wanna know, whoever you wanna see, the place you all need to be,
third verse,
the place you can't leave, the seed that plants seeds, the place you allowed to talk free. Whatever you wanna know, whoever you wanna see, the place you all need to be,
third verse,
the place you can't leave, the seed that plants seeds, the place you allowed to talk free.